Water Sniper had brought this story to my attention, and he said that I probably should talk about it because my platform's a bit bigger and I could help bring more awareness to this story. And I was just getting through reading this story, and it's like it's very odd. Um, it's a lot of questions that need a lot of answers. But before I get into that, let me just introduce it. This woman's name is Kierra Coles. She's 26 years old and she worked for the Postal Service. She's currently pregnant with her first child, and about 2 weeks ago, she went missing. They said she just vanished and no one knows what happened to her. They said the last known thing that they saw of her was on a surveillance camera when she was walking, and then after that, nobody saw her. It's just like she just disappeared into thin air. Now, we all know that can't happen except on TV and the movies, so something most likely happened to her. And as I was reading through the story, and oh, by the way, she's from Chicago, had to throw that out there. When I was reading through the story and it said she was pregnant, I said I noticed something was missing. There's no mention of the child's father, meaning, the person who got her pregnant. I'm trying to wonder, is she in a relationship or was that just a random person? Because if they don't mention him, then now I'm wondering, did uh her father have some, not her father, but the child's father, does he have something to do with this as well? Because they didn't mention that anywhere in the story, and I was looking at multiple places to see if they would mention a name, and the only thing they mentioned as far as the father goes was her father. And shout out to him, by the way, because they said that he goes and he parks in front of her apartment complex every night, waiting to see if she'll return home. Like, he literally just sits there and he waits to see if she's going to return home. They say he's been living out of the car practically for a while now, just waiting to see if he's going to come home in the cold. Now, this time of the year, it is cold in Chicago. They don't call it the Windy City for nothing. So I salute the father for doing that because he's vigilant and seeing his daughter's safe return, and the his unborn grandchild. They currently have a $25,000 reward out for her, if they have any information about her and, things of that nature. And she is currently 3 months pregnant. They said her family found her car parked on her block with her cell phone and her purse still inside. Now that raises another red flag. Now I know for a fact that she probably was kidnapped because a woman is not going to go anywhere without her phone or her purse. Those are two things a woman will always have on her. So whoever kidnapped her, and I'm almost certain now that she was kidnapped because of that, they wanted to make sure that she would not get in any kind of contact with any family members or any type of local authorities. So now I'm almost 100% certain that this woman was snatched by somebody, and it's probably somebody that knows her. That's why I was trying to figure out, where is the father of this child that she's carrying, or was it just some guy that got her pregnant? But it's very unfortunate. And we have to bring awareness to this because let's be real here. Mainstream media is not going to run with this story as long as possible. Now, of course, we know if she was white and her name would say Karen, then she probably would have gotten Natalie Holloway type press. But because she's black and her name is Kierra and she's in Chicago, and mainstream media only talks about Chicago when they want to talk about quote unquote black on black crime, they're not going to really run with this story. I mean, we've seen so many stories when it comes to missing black individuals, especially missing black women, or should I say females, because I don't want to say just women, because they could be grown women or they can be young girls. They rarely ever want to go that far beyond a certain scope. Remember when all those missing girls went missing in DC last year? It was some boys in the mix as well, but most of them were missing black girls. They rarely touched on it. I said barely touched on it until they felt pressure to speak on it. And it should never have to come to the public pressuring someone to speak on something in order for them to speak on it. At that point, and now it feels like it's not even genuine. You're only doing it because people pulled your arm to do it. But I do hope that they find her because it's a good chance that they could find her, alive. end well, especially since she is carrying. She's 3 months pregnant. And I think that's what makes it even more worrisome. But I would definitely try to find out if she was in a relationship with somebody or speak with the people who last saw her. Do everything that they can to try and find her. I would like to actually stay updated on this particular story. So if anybody finds out any information before I do pertaining to this, please send it my way and I'll be sure to do an updated video on it. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will leave the links in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.